The universe is designed by strings of binary code, meaning at its most fundamental level, there are only two possible digit values, light and dark, creative and destructive, assertive and recessive values, flow or no flow. Yes, kind of like what 1 symbolizes and what 0 symbolizes. Interesting enough, the 17th century German mathematician and scientist Gottfried Leibniz is credited with having designed the binary code system in computing around the time he was sent a copy of the Yijing Book of Changes. On screen to the left is from a diagram owned by Leibniz in 1701, sent to him from the French Jesuit missionary Joachim Bouvet. This faded, smudged numbering you see was handwritten onto the page by Leibniz himself. If you string binary schema of yin and yang values in sets of 3 or trigrams, there are a total of 8 permutations of trigrams, or sets of 3 yin and yang binary values. To get from 1 to 3, you build with 2, and when yin and yang values are paired, you get a permutation of 4, called the 4 faces or 4 images. When a string of 3 values, the trigram, is formed, that trigram represents one of the 8 fundamental building blocks of life. These 8 trigrams are a metaphysical periodic table of sorts, signifying elementals. And when they interact with each other, forming the 64 hexagrams of the Yi, that's when we get alchemical change. Think of these 8 as the key ingredients for building a universe. So to recap, each building block, these 8 fundamental ingredients of life are, according to the cosmology of the Yijing, just ones and zeros. 8 trinities combine in binaries for a total of 64 permutations, or strings of 6 values of yin and yang, light and dark, creative and destructive, assertive and recessive forces, flow versus no flow. These strings of 6 are called hexagrams. The 64 hexagrams represent a total of 384 lines of binary code, 64 times 6, and is therefore a scaled down figurative representation of the universe. The 8 trigrams interact with each other in cycles, and as the pairs of trigrams engage at varying points of space-time, they create larger cycles, and thus the I Ching is said to be a unit circle, a cosmic mandala. A mandala configured from, essentially, ones and zeros. These 64 hexagrams, equivalent to 384 lines of binary code, reveals itself to be both a map and a divine compass.